Hello and welcome to Ugress livestreams episode 18. The concert part starts in about 30 minutes. There is a link to this, if you watch this as a recording, there is a link to this below. There's a set list of all the songs and you can skip ahead to 30 minutes before it starts. But welcome to everybody who is here right now. I can see there's around 8 or 10 people already on YouTube. So welcome to all of you. And welcome to another winter of restrictions and concerts on the internet. Giannis, hello! You're the first person commenting. I'm very glad to have you here. How are your houseplants, by the way? We haven't seen our houseplants for almost a year. We almost forgot about them. Jody, hey! And thanks a lot for purchasing my soundtrack. Reminds me that it's a release party. Woohoo! And Chris, yeah, I saw your comment on the Discord. And then I saw you on Zoom, and I was like, are you here or are you not here? But now I understand you will be here for a while. And also Natalie, hello, I can see you on Zoom. So I'm gonna post a link to Zoom participation. I just posted a link in the comments that will take you directly to Zoom. Start Zoom on your computer, and then you will appear like Natalie here on the screens. When we go to different places in my cybership, you will appear on all of these, and also you might appear in one of the music videos later. Bishkin, evening to you. Erinso, hello, and thanks for all your lovely YouTube comments over the last few weeks. I enjoy it so much when I see there's a new comment from you. I'm like, wow, they're so poetic. And my zombie lick. Yes, it's a show. Woohoo! Cheers, everybody. Yeah, bonsoir. Yes, on time for once. And thank you so much again for your lovely drawing of the camel. I'm planning another update to my museum where I put out stuff people send me, and Pierre has sent me a hilarious drawing from the trip I had to the United Arab Emirates. I will talk more about this trick later in the show. Haha. That's a good comment, Jody. Stay out of Zoom. So, how is everybody? Are you as... oh god, I'm like... oh, another winter with all this shit. I will cope. I guess we all will cope. But, you know, back in September, October, I was like, woohoo, it's over. Let's have concerts. And I was just 2 weeks on tour. And now I'm like, we're back. Okay. So on Wednesday next week I'm getting my booster shot because my first COVID vaccine was the Johnson & Johnson. So I got a text message from the authorities in the country I live in that like you have to take a booster shot now. It's not mandatory, but kind of like oh, there's Michael and Lisa. Hello! I'm saying this now, and in about 20 seconds you will hear this on YouTube, or then you will see yourself. So because I have the old school vaccine, I'm now encouraged by the authorities to take a modern vaccine. So I will get either the Pfizer or Moderna next week. How is everybody else? Like, are you getting your boosters, and are you getting your spirit up for another winter of screams? Like, I'm kind of a little bit happy because it means my there we have one has already gotten her booster shot in the shoulder. I'm getting my sticker next week. Which arm is it? It's probably this one. Yep. What was I talking about? Yeah, I have COVID. It was over. Agreed, Chris. That it's quite annoying. I'm back in normal life. I kind of swap between Norway and Germany. I live in both countries. And Norway seemed to kind of, I wouldn't say nailed it, but at least most people are vaccinated. But still, there's another wave going on in Norway. I don't know how much Norway will shut down for the winter. Let's see. Oh, but God, that's about it for this topic. I'm sorry. I just been working so much for the last 2 weeks. I haven't had anybody to talk to about everything happening with the COVID shit. So I'm talking to you, or I'm talking at you. Jody, no, I'm not doubly vaccinated. I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is only one shot, which is why the authorities encouraged me to get the booster shot. I think if you have 2 vaccines here in Germany, you have to wait until... You don't have to wait, but you can still wait a bit with the booster. Alright, what is gonna happen tonight? It's a few things is gonna happen. I will show you the plan. It's a release party, of course. I released the film music to A Trip to the Moon today. Looks like this, the cover looks like this. I put this there so I should remember which release I released today, because there's one coming every month. I will also perform 1 or 2 new tracks from production on the next album. The next album is scheduled for May next year. And we have already booked the first show for next year. 22/11/22, so the 22nd of November 2022. I'm playing at Parkteatret again. We're still working on new dates. It's gonna take some time before they show up. Oh, there's Mark and Milena. Woohoo! I haven't seen you in ages. How are you guys? I miss you so much. Please send me info if you're gonna sing anywhere on the markets this December, Milena. There's gonna be interruption. Jim Bates is back, or at least I heard rumors that he's gonna introduce a new product tonight. I'm very excited about this because I really loved their previous product, emotes, that you can use to kind of guard your feelings on the internet, because that's so precious. And I will show you a lot of stuff from the United Arab Emirates. Check this out. I was in the United Arab Emirates performing here my book symphony at a book fair there. So I had like 6 shows over a week's time, including a few days of rehearsals and a few days afterwards to check out the expo. So that's what it looks like. Can I make that full? Yep. Here's the stage during the rehearsal. This was in a gigantic tent. You can see the... That's the look from my station. That's what I look at when I, like this. I'm standing here now and looking like that. I guess you understand what I'm saying. When I'm performing, it looks like this. And later they put out chairs, so it was a very luxurious experience for the people watching it, and this is what it looks like on stage. Snowdrop also joined me for this performance. He's such a gentle person. He never sends me invoices after the show, so he's one of my favorite artists to invite with me on stage. And I got a new friend. This person here, it's maybe not a person, but you should be careful about what you call a person and not these days. So I'm just calling everything a person, and I will show you more. I will introduce him later when I show the documentary of my trip to the United Arab Emirates. I will show you a video later. Putting that one back there. It's a counter that just keeps counting down, because I found that people jump into this video on so many different points. I'm just pointing out that in about 20 minutes we will start the thing. Oh, Mikkel is also there. Hello, Mikkel. And in 20 seconds you will see yourself on the screen here. I will check in with the comments. Harald, hello, release party. How are you? How is Großbären? Was it that? I can't remember the village you were living in. How is everything down south? Up here in north, it's dreary and cold. Winter has arrived already. I hope you still have some lingering summer down in the south. Oh, Mikkel, say hi back to your kids. Crystal, I shoot a stage. Crystal asks in the comments if I've ever had a stage of that size that was in Sharjah. Yes, I have. I've done some events where I perform like maybe one song or just 3 minutes on corporate events, and I often hire these gigantic places. I've played on like festival stages for big audiences. So in that size, I think the biggest audience I ever had, they weren't there for me, they were a really big audience, and I was one of the things happening on stage. I think it was like 50,000 people. At some point, I think like when it's more than 50, it really doesn't matter if it's 60 or 6,000. No, that's not true. Like 60 you can get a connection with, but when it's over 1,000, then I think like from 1,000 to 100,000, there's no, you don't. It's like that building. I was up in Burj Khalifa in Dubai now. It's so tall that I think once you go over a certain height, you don't get vertigo anymore, because I'm like in an airplane, and when I'm in an airplane, I can't tell if I'm like 1,000 meter, 10,000 meter, or at the edge of the solar system. It doesn't really matter. I can't see ants anymore. I'm looking forward to your drawing, Pierre. They always make me laugh so much. Is the audio quiet? Huh. That one looks like... Do you mean the background music or my voice? Once I start playing music, it will probably be this level, but I'm keeping the background music loud. It looks to me like the sound is normal. I will give it a test because thank you for asking. When I got back from Dubai now, I had to bring all of this stuff to Dubai to perform there and bring it back here again. So I had to reconnect everything when I got back, and there might be some differences to level. I am now going to play a song at typical song level. Was that an okay level for music? And is my voice okay compared to the music I just played? Oh yes, Mikkel, thank you for sending me the Halloween costume. That was fantastic. I'm gonna ask you later privately. I was just talking to Pierre further up in the comments, like when people send me cool stuff. I have like a... No, I will message you privately about it, like if I can use it somehow. I will talk to you privately about it, because it was hilarious. Volume is okay. And I just I got emoji message from you, Frederick, and I had to approve it. I also have a friend helping me with moderation. Sometimes YouTube holds your comments for moderation, and when I'm performing I do not see the moderation questions. We don't know why they're moderating the emoji messages, but typically if there's a lot of emojis in a message, YouTube might hold it for moderation before it's posted. If this happens, one of us will get to it at some point, but don't panic if it's not shown. Like, I will see it tomorrow when I read all of your comments. Thank you, Jody. I will play a bit again and just look at everything. I can't test it on devices now because I'm streaming, but I will just look at levels and see if everything looks fine. No, it actually, if I go higher, it's gonna clip. What I possibly can do, and I've considered a few times, is to compress it harder before it goes out. But that would mean that 75 minutes of audio would be really loud all the time. And I think 75 minutes is almost like a movie, and a movie has quite big levels of dynamics, because you would get so tired if the music was very loud all the time. But I will review this tomorrow when I can compare the live stream to other live streams and check. It could be because I experienced yesterday when we did the rehearsal that some parts were out of level, I would say. Mark, I see you also. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are alive. So I don't know who's watching, because I can only see your names when you post comments. I'm gonna answer some questions that have popped up recently. One of them was from a fan who posted to me, when are the black envelope arriving in the post? I have been waiting for 2 months now. I bought the envelope at one of your shows in August and September. Oh dear, the envelopes were at the venue. You were supposed to pick up the envelope when you bought it. It was on a table by the exit. In some cases we sold out, but then there should be a poster underneath that find me or message me your post details and I will post you. Because when you pay on Vips, I get 0 personal information. I get your name and the sum. That's it. So it's not like an ordering system. If this has happened to you, if you bought an envelope and you expected it to arrive in the post, or it was sold out and you left the venue before you could get an envelope, just message me. Send me an email with your name and your address, because I can then look up your name in the Vips payment and see that you've paid, and then I will ship you the envelope as soon as I can. I'm very sorry about this. We sold out both in Stockholm and in Oslo. So there might be more people who's actually paid for it but never received it. So please message me if this has happened to you. And again, Tolmod, I don't know if you're watching or if you watch this as a recording. You have written me very lovely comments on Vips, but again, I do not get any way to respond to anything there. I do not get any contact information. I just see your name and the sum. So you posted something interesting about that Vips was operational in Germany and you had tested it. Could you please message me on a platform where I can respond to you, because I'm very curious if Vips is actually working outside of Scandinavia or outside of Norway. And also Stuart had a comment last time about Lichen in in the United Kingdom. I would love to come and visit your Lichen. How do you pronounce Lichen? I know that none of you can reply with audio, but do I pronounce it correctly? Lichen. Answer with yes or no. Hello, Ukraine! Wow, I'm so honored to have somebody from Ukraine. I can't pronounce your Cyrillic letters, but I'm very happy to have you here. And guess what? When I was in the United Arab Emirates, I was performing in Sharjah and Dubai earlier this month. My production assistant was Dima from Ukraine, and I was there booked and produced by Comme Il Faut, which is a Ukrainian producer. So there were a lot of Ukrainian artists and they were so lovely people. We had so much fun together. We all lived in the same hotel and we performed, some of us performed on the same stage. So we saw a lot to each other over the whole time I was there. Wonderful people. Spasiba. I'm so glad to have one more Ukrainian in my life. Falcon, in the envelopes? I was selling these envelopes during live shows. It contains a USB stick. There's a USB stick in here and some photos. The USB stick contains my whole catalog. So everything Ugress has ever made and everything I has made as a composer, like the release today. you could buy this. You just Vips is a Norwegian mobile payment solution. So everybody was just paying with their mobile phone. Then the envelopes was on a table by the exit, and you picked up the envelope by leaving. And that was what the guy who messaged me was about, that he hadn't got his envelope, which is a scandal. Immediately I sent him a download version, and I will post him the envelope tomorrow. And that makes me think there might be more than him out there that hasn't quite either understood or it was sold out. Alright, 10 minutes to showtime. I'm super excited about playing live again. I'm also super excited about having everything standing here, and I know that right now the next live stream is planned for December 16th, and I won't touch anything. Everything will be standing here, so I can finally focus for a whole month on the next live stream. Donald, thank you, and thanks for checking in. Oh yes, Crystal is mentioning also the envelopes in Norway contained Ugress seeds, that is wild weeds, like seeds you could plant Ugress, because that's a Norwegian word and it means weeds. Alfonso, I'm great. Sand traps, oh that's a good request, and wow, I haven't had requests for ages. Hey guys, if you have requests, post them, because it's been almost a year since I asked for a request. I think we just forgot about it, all of us, because I nailed all of your requests, but now I'm quite sure there are tracks that I haven't nailed yet. I'm noting it for my future repertoire. And as you know, we're approaching now concert time. At 8 o'clock I will start performing songs and focus on the music and the performances. I will check in with comments every now and then, but I won't be able to see everything. But I read everything tomorrow. I see all of your comments, and like I just did 10 minutes ago, I reply to everything later, particularly things that I kind of, that should be addressed. Bye Chris, see you next time. Thanks for stopping in before you had to go. Liken. Thank you, Falcon. Liken, Liken. David, Billing, hello. Play Ding Dong. I'm gonna play some Moss tonight. That was Moss. I will play more of that later. Liken. Anna, hello. Petra, hello. Drinking champagne as usual. I'm drinking, we call it kunstnerchampagne. It's Weissweinschorle. It's white wine mixed with sparkling water, so it's like like a bohemian champagne. Spøkelseskladden. Fredrik, sorry, I don't see what was the context of you're asking Spøkelseskladden also? For requests, you mean? Yes, please make requests, because last episode I played music from another of my side projects, or before I was Ugress, I was Gnosis, demoscene artist in the 90s, and I've played one of his songs, and then we spoke about, I should play Ninja 9000 tracks and Shadow of the Beat tracks. I will, I just didn't have time to prepare any of that for this episode, but I'm very much intending to do Ninja 9000. No, I haven't seen Bill Ferrell in Iceland. What's he doing there? Let me guess. He's wearing an Icelandic sweater. Wow! Your wife, Ukrainian, Maxim? I'm guessing your name is Maxim or something Maximish. I'm happy to learn that she's also working with Norwegian. So cool! It's such a small world. It was hilarious. It was so fantastic to be in Dubai, working with Ukrainians in an Arab country. So the languages I was hearing was Arab, Russian, and English. I felt so cosmopolitan, you know, after a year of live streams, kind of just hearing myself, my own voice. It was very lovely to hear real people speaking global languages. Pameline, hello, good to see you. And welcome to your friend also. Wow, it's only 5 minutes. I'm gonna start checking out that Alfonso, you're on Zoom also. So cool, hello. And Laughs also checked in on Zoom. Here is a better look at Zoom. I'm gonna post another link to that if you have joined lately. There you go, there's a link to Zoom. If you want to participate with your webcam, you can connect and you will see yourself here on the screen between the songs. When we go to the different, like the crashing computer, you will be up here. In the kitchen, you will be on the dirty screen. And in the network center, you will be back here. I think also, you know, sometimes I work in Visual Basic and then you will show up in one of my forms. And of course, if you're watching this as a recording, Zoom doesn't work when it's not real time. It only works while this is live. So if the video is not live, Zoom won't work. And thank you, Jonas and Mikkel. I can see already, before I'm shutting down my browser now, that you guys have donated on PayPal. Thank you so much. Your donations are amazing. I really appreciate that a lot. And everybody else, I'm gonna tell you later in the show, but you can support the show directly by Whips, the Norwegian payment mobile system, directly on this number. Or you can PayPal me on this address, or support me monthly on Patreon. This is all written below in the video, so it's always there, but I'm gonna take it off screen now. Because we're about to start. Tyler, hi, and happy Thanksgiving. I'm gonna have a tiny Thanksgiving dinner with friends on Saturday. I'm so much looking forward to that. I'm not American, but I have a lot of American friends, and my mom lived in the US for a long time, so I have a lot of American culture in my life. Thanksgiving I like the ritual, and I'm very much looking forward to the dinner on Saturday. I won't have time to get a turkey because I can only get them frozen, so I won't have time to thaw it. So I will get some kind of like turkey fillet or whatever. But happy Thanksgiving, and thanks for checking in on a very important family day. Or it's probably not evening, right? Yeah. All right, 2 minutes. I will prepare. Okay, looks like everything is set to go. Let's bring the houseplants on stage with us for this episode 18, which will start in about 1 minute or so. Thanks for coming to the warm-up and hangout. I appreciate these times, streams, moments, pixels with you guys. It's a great opportunity to just banter and talk about everything that's happening. And then I get into the groove. It's 8 o'clock, so I'm gonna start. Beep. Hello and welcome to Ugress TV episode 18. Welcome. You know what's gonna happen now? It's the theme song. Thank you so much and welcome. That was the theme song. And for tonight, we are going to have a release party because I today released the music to A Trip to the Moon, which we made on Patreon this summer. I will also play 1 or 2 new tracks with new graphics, and I will show you a video report from my exciting trip to Dubai and Sharjah in the United Arab Emirates. I will talk about 11/22, which is pretty much in exactly 1 year when we were playing at Pakdata in Oslo, and somebody will try to steal your dreams. But let's get going with more music. This is Turning Wheel. Which was first published in, not this, but the next song I'm playing is Turning Wheel from 2000. And I also made a new version of that in 2018 that we only played live back then. Here is Turning Wheel live. Thank you so much. Comments? Name? Load the next song. Wow, it's so good to be back in business. Check in with the comments also. Remember everything. Oh, Ronny, hello. Katja, so everybody. So cool to see everybody. Dublinski, cinematography. Hello. Good evening, everybody. So that was Turning Wheel. And quickly, just so you know, in 1 year, we will play at Pakdata on 22/11/22. the tickets will go on sale for this in December. Don't worry, we'll remind you about the tickets later. For now, we have just announced the date. I'm super happy about it, and that is Paktata also. So in 1 year, it will look like this, and a lot more explosions on Paktata. The next song is Diurnal Entropy from 2007. I will tell you about the location for this video later. Thank you. That was Diurnal Entropy. And that is actually filmed. The reason I made a song, or not made a song, but made this performance of this song, is this is filmed in the middle of Berlin. This is smack at Alexanderplatz in Berlin. There is a huge building there. That was the Haus der Statistik, like the House of Statistics in the GDR Republic. It's just been falling apart since then. Nobody's doing anything. Do I have more pictures of it? No, that's the only one. This is Alexanderplatz. At your back now, there's the huge Saturn building and the train station, and like everything in Berlin is right there. I bike past this house almost every day, so and I know that they're gonna tear it down and build something fancy there now. So this was like a kind of tiny oasis for me in the middle of the city. Suddenly you had like this huge abandoned structure in the middle of the city. So all of these images you just saw now, all of these locations are really the center of Berlin. And I'm gonna play one new song for you. Oh, forgot, that is boop, boop. In this one, I'm gonna work with the sound of moss. I'm gonna turn off the background music there for a second. So that is recordings of moss. That is me using a credit card on moss, kind of on a tiny lot. It's many of them, like it's like credit card on moss. This is the sound of moss drinking water. Like when moss dries out, it gets dry or stiff, and then you give it water. Gonna turn off the sound, and when it gets water, it goes back into original position, and this makes a tiny sound. So this next song, oh yes, so I was in Iceland. I got some moss, put it in a box, went back in the studio, recorded the sound of moss, and then we're now gonna play a higher state of detachment, a new song. Off. Boom! Crash. Thank you for your polite applause with my experiments, and sometimes I'm like, that's an interesting beat. I wonder what I'm gonna do on top of that. What about the sound of moss? And then I try it and I'm like, no. But at least we did it, we tested it. I will find another space for this moss, and at least you were there for one experiment, and the computer also like, this is no good, I'm crashing. The next segment is my report from Sharjah, but before that I'm going to check in with your comments if there's a glaring obvious thing broken that everybody's shouting at me and I'm like, just, where's the sound of moss? No, thank you, just lots of applause. I will tell the moss that people are politely clapping for you via emojis on YouTube. So let's head over to my report from Sharjah. Gonna have to take off the comments for that. So I was there for 2 weeks. Here's a bunch of cuts from that. I will now just go through a few of the things. Gonna put the background music a bit louder and show you what it was like. Here. Hello, voiceover. Hello, I'm voiceover me. Now this is the view from the hotel in Sharjah. I just arrived here. That's Sharjah and Dubai is one big metropolitan city. They're just split in the middle by a border, but you can travel freely between them. So my hotel was on the Sharjah side, and here you have the lagoon outside my hotel room. And the expo area, not World Expo, but Sharjah Expo, where I was performing, is in the middle of all of these skyscrapers. Now I'm down outside the hotel, where I'm heading for the first evening of rehearsals at the theater. Everything we did, I was going back and forth in car quite a lot, like this minibus here, or sometimes in Tesla cars, or all kinds of vehicles, which meant that a lot of what I see in Sharjah and Dubai is from a car, like this. Which is quite cool, because I love sitting in a car and just look at all the weird things around me, all the skyscrapers. And what I really, really love about both Sharjah and Dubai, it's super modern from a distance, but once you go up close to everything, it's super gritty, it's very dirty and sandy and lots of dust and everything is worn. It's kind of like a Star Wars future. I really, really, really like that. Here we are now in the theater where I was performing. This is before my rehearsals. I'm just shooting from up top, and then I take you backstage. This is what my backstage looks like. It's just a room in a tent with a gigantic air conditioner and a mirror. Let's everybody wave to camera me. Could you make it? Yes, you made it. And then I'm gonna take you onto stage. Check out that insanely big video wall. It's lots of LED panels. I'm now walking onto stage, and here you have the theater from the other position. And my setup to the right, I'm gonna quick give you a tour of my setup. And here you see the video wall. And everything is ready for rehearsal and waiting for the audience. Here's my setup for live performing of Atrophy in the Key of Dreaming books. There's a reference camera at the front, which shows me what is happening on screen, because I need to know when the computer crashes. There's a camera to the right. That's the right camera. You see that on the screen now. Hello, wave to the camera. And there's one camera up above that films what my fingers are doing. Here you can see that is what this shows, and that is shown on the big wall behind me, so the audience can see what I'm doing with my hands. There's Ableton Live on the left and VDMX for the visuals on the right. And here's a backup computer, because you know my computers crash, the graphics computer crash, so when it happens I can quickly switch to the backup computer. This happened maybe 5 times. 2 times was critical. Here's that's what the performance looks like. it's about books. You know, I've recorded tons of sounds of books and I perform them in kind of like a book symphony. And the sounds I'm making is shown on screen while I'm playing. So the audience kind of learns like a video game through the performance. Aha, so that sound is a book being drawn out of a shelf. Between the performances, I had some time to myself and I promised you earlier I would introduce you to my friend. And here's my new best friend, the Flamingo. Hello, friend. He was such a great friend because you see, there's nobody else there, so who else could I talk to? Then more performances. I had 2 performances every day, one in the morning and one in the evening. So between the performances, I went back to talk to my friend, the Flamingo. Here you see, camera is showing the audience what I'm doing with my fingers. And here you see, Snowstorm is joining me on stage. Woohoo! Hello, Snowstorm! So this is what the performances looks like. And when I hit keys, like the things on the screen respond live to what I'm doing. And then between the performances, I went for walks in Sharjah, checking out the city. It was so exotic for me to be there, both because, you know, we've been stuck in a pandemic. The only thing I've been doing is live shows in Norway. And now I'm suddenly in the Middle East doing performances and going for walks on empty beaches. And I went to swim one day, but that's in another video, only for Patreons. And, you know, it's hard to read a book when your friend is just staring at you. Like, could you entertain yourself somehow and just like do something? Some more performances. And here we see, it wasn't packed exactly. This was quite average. There was maybe like 20, 40 people for each show. I spoke to some Norwegian people who work at the embassy and they told me this is super normal. Everything here, there's like gigantic halls for tons of people, but only a handful show up. And here's my final breakfast at the hotel in Sharjah, where I had said goodbye to the beautiful city, and I went to Dubai for checking out World Expo. And here's the whole video of the whole performance, which I'm not going to show you, but I will tell you that this short video you just saw, I made a 25-minute video for my patrons that you can see the whole thing, where I go through a lot of my work on stage, the crew I met, the local people. I take you through the whole hotel, through the whole book fair. I also show you a lot of my visits to the World Expo, where I found quite a lot of interesting installations and media art. And also on Patreon you can see the whole performance, the whole 25 minutes of the performance. That's it for my trip to Sharjah in the United Arab Emirates. Put some background music. Wow, what an coincidence. The background music playing here are previous recordings of live performances. Check in with the comments while the next song loads. Are those old phones or did you buy them for a show? Which phones? In Sharjah? I have not bought any phones for a performance. I would love to go to Kyiv. I'm definitely coming to Kyiv. Thanks for the comment. Yes, please post suggestions for what is the Flamingo friend name? Like, what's it called? Is it there he, she, or they? We need to know all of these details. So, but I'm gonna show you, or I will use Sharjah as the backdrop for my next song, which is Loops Can Be Deceptive. I will perform that in Sharjah. Thank you so much. That was Loops Can Be Deceptive in Sharjah, using tourist footage from my days, mostly taken from car, but also some footage from the days I had off and could visit the beach or various places around in Sharjah. While the next song loads, which is Rainy Transylvanian Day, like my graphics computer is working in the background here to load everything, I'm gonna check in with your lovely comments. Pinky is the name of the flamingo.
Madness is always sad.
Wow, I see there's a bunch of comments up above that I haven't managed to see. I'm very much looking forward to check in tomorrow with all the comments and your suggestions for names. So the next song is Rainy Transylvanian Day.
To drive himself mad.
And that is gonna happen in an AI world. I will show you afterwards how this works. thank you everyone. That was rainy Transylvanian day, and it was in a AI generated universe. I haven't had as much time to prepare this live stream as I usually do because I was 2 weeks in United Arab Emirates. That kind of just take 2 weeks out of my production time, which is okay. So for this one, it's just an endless landscape of AI generated moss and lichen, monsters or forests. I just try to make the AI generate all of these wooden structures, but like in a frozen explosion, and then I'm traveling through it. This was one experiment I did with AI for here. I will now show you some of the other AI experiments I've been doing. Comments off. Here's another one that I'm working on, which is a grand avenue in a foggy post-apocalyptic landscape, which just endlessly zooms into. This is what it thinks an post-apocalyptic landscape looks like. You see there's roads and avenues and cars and for some reason something that looks like libraries. And here's another one. Facing the avenues of the future. So this is like the description. I tell the AI, please make this with this description. And it's a lot of work. I will show you this in a second. I mean, not a lot of work for me. It's a lot of work for the AI, but it's also a bit of work for me to kind of find the exact text and the descriptions and press the settings for the AI to kind of work it out. This is a Mad Max spaceship in a mossy forest. Here's another Mad Max spaceship in a mossy forest. And here's another experiment in a completely different direction. I tried to make the AI create cyanotypes, you know, the old black, blue and white photography art thing. So I'm just like pirate skulls in an ocean filled with musical notes and stuff like that. And it just keeps creating all this stuff. Here I'm trying to make it. Please make me some pixel art in a mossy forest. And this is what it's doing. Like somebody is wearing a jacket, a duvet jacket, or how do you pronounce that? And it somehow thinks that everything with pixel art, because no, I didn't. I only prepared that one. You see, so it thinks that everybody has mossy hair in pixel art or in manga. I don't know. Anyway, here's an example of how I'm done working with one idea, and each of these videos take about 10-15 minutes to render, but it also takes 10-15 minutes to work with the settings. And now I'm iterating through, like, here's one version, here's another version. I'm trying to make like a frozen rainbow bubble that I want to use for it will be on the screens in one of my videos. And here you see all the iterations that I'm trying to make it create. And one of them will kind of, you probably will see this in the next episode, how it looks once I get to the finished one, but I'm just showing you an insight into the production of this work, because I have to load graphics between each song. The next song, what I would like to do is actually because I'm gonna ask you in the next song, or I'm not going to ask you, but somebody will ask you to post your dreams or your nightmares in the comments. And then for the December live show in 1 month, I will create these. I will perform in your dream or in your nightmare. So if, oops, let's not take it from me, but let's take it from the professionals. Hello, this is Max Buffer with Cyber News.
Hello.
Today we have some exciting news from FaxBat AMG launching a brand new product. Over to you, Jim.
Wow.
Hello, I am Jim Bates, CEO of FaxBat AMG. Last year we introduced Emox to guard your feelings on the internet. It was a huge success, and today I'm proud to announce our next product, DreamskAIpr.
DreamskAIpr. Wow.
DreamskAIpr is a plugin for the metaverse. It harvests the inner core of your consciousness and with artificial intelligence creates a virtual reality landscape based on your dreams. Now, for our product launch in December, we need your dreams to create our very first AI DreamskAIPrs. Please post your dream in the comments now. And in December, experience your dreams coming true.
So, please post your dream in the comments. And in December, my AI will create this and I will perform in your dream.
Pandas filling the universe. I have a special superpower. Finding love. I dream of electric sheep.
DreamskAIpr, more like Dream Raper. Your dreams are yours. They create and define you. DreamskAIpr, more like Dream Raper. Dreams are not a product for you to live in. Subvert and resist. Post your nightmare in the comments. Please do it now.
Wow, I need your nightmares and your dreams. Elisa dreams of my family together. Futuristic cars with creepy eyes driving through Randy's cottage landscape with the range glowing case, and I'm flying on a pixel monster over an Adobe AI
DreamskAIpr, more like Dream Raper. Your dreams are yours. They create and define you. DreamskAIpr, more like Dream Raper. Subvert and resist. Post your nightmare in the comments. Please do it now.
Just here for a few minutes in between getting my kid back. See you in King and spend a good time. Giant spiders, asteroid impact. I'm lonely.
DreamskAIpr, more like Dream Raper. Your dreams are yours. They create and define you. DreamskAIpr,
By
more
cannibals.
like Dream Raper. Dreams are not a product for you to live in.
Thank you. Please check in for the December live stream to see your dreams.
Subvert and resist.
Wow! Thank you so much for all of your innermost dreams and scary nightmares. No, I have them all. Ha 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 ha. And for December, I will present them to you and I will perform in your dream or in your nightmare. Or maybe let's see what Snowdrop and Jim Bates does with all the material that we so unquestionably, lovingly post online for them to harvest and build into their products or their revolutions. So that was it. It was a great year for Tech Bro ads for stealing your dreams for the next live stream from 2009. Now, quickly, before wrapping it up for tonight, oh dear, we're over time. So I'm just going to tell you, you can support me on Vips with this number. It's posted below. You can also PayPal me this, or on Patreon, support me on a monthly basis. Then you get lots of all of this stuff. For now, I'm going to leave you with There's No Here. Here. Oh, it crashed. I have to say some more things because the graphics computer crashed, so I have to wait for it to load. And what else? I can spend some more time talking about Patreon. You know, they had the release I posted today, A Trip to the Moon. We built it together on Patreon. They were very instrumental in building all of that stuff. They also got the 25-minute video from Sharjah and Dubai. They got the whole performance. And look, it's loaded.
There's no me here. There's no you here. And there's no us here. There's no here.